Hey, Steve here. I want to talk to you today about the Australian greyhound rater. It does Australia and New Zealand greyhound racing, and we've made, thanks to a good client of ours, um, who suggested that we add some more criteria to it to make it even more powerful than what it is. And on the 29th of February, being a leap year, we had one extra day. So on that extra day, we created these new improvements that were asked for by David. And they've made a big difference, especially if you're looking at researching the Australian greyhounds and want to build your own database. For those of you who've got our ANZ for Australia, New Zealand horse racing, this is this similar thing, but for greyhounds, so you can build your own database and find strategies that you want. The old saying is, you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, teach him how to fish and he'll eat forever. This is the same thing with the greyhound rater and the ANZ rater is once you know how to look for little nuggets of gold and find them, then you've got them to yourself and you can utilize them and improve your punting just by doing a little bit of research. Now, I must stress that both in ANZ and in the Australian radar, what you see on the website, the web software, is nowhere near the potential of what it actually has and what it can do for you. You're only seeing a very small eyeful of the data. And I'll show you that in a sec. This is, if you want to look at it in a snapshot, you can see here the track, the time, the box, the dog name, the form, win percentage, place percentage, days last race, etc. And then you've got a current up-to-date price from Betfair on what the dogs are backing and being laid prices. And then it's almost instantly after the race is finished, you get the results here. Okay, so that is, the web-based software. As I said, it's the tip of the iceberg. The real generating stats and that is behind it. So how do we access that and how do we get to the point where we can create a strategy? The thing is, once you've opened it and allowed it to populate, then we have the export data here. So if I click on that now, it'll take a little while because it's going through all the races. It could be 100 races for the day or more. So it's got 8 dogs a race. So that's quite a lot of data. When you look at it, there's about 46 lines of data for each dog. So there's a lot to digest. So we're going to download this into an Excel file, and from there, we are going to be like the old gold miners. We're going to sift the nuggets that we can use to make money on the Australian and New Zealand greyhounds. Okay, so in this one, what I'm going to show you is a strategy that I've come across after the last three. We've got 3 weeks since the 29th until I do this video, which is like the 21st, 22nd now. Basically, 3 weeks of data, and that's a lot of greyhound races. So that's nearly 3,000 races. And so data's been being collected on all of those. And so we build a powerful database that we can utilize and come up with strategies. So I'll just pause this for a sec while we finish downloading the Excel. Won't take long. Okay, when the data is ready, there's a little drop down here on my one. I'm using Chrome, that's got this little arrow here, but it will be in your download folder. So if I just click on that and then click on the spreadsheet, this is the spreadsheet now that has got all the data for the 21st of March. So we can see here the data across the top here. If we go along through here, to here, if I just highlight that I'll do it in green for a minute. That data there is what you saw in the website. Okay, so you saw that data and also you saw the stars, the column of stars, which was the sky rating. So you saw all that data in that snapshot. Now, in this strategy I want to show you, there is only the box, the percentage, win percentage, and the back odds. They are the only things that were showing that I'm going to use in showing you the strategy called Method 3 AG. So from that green onwards, if we just scroll across, all of this here right through, I'll just highlight that in blue. These are all not in that software that you could have visualized. This is only accessible when you do the download. And this is some very powerful information. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is I'll go into our master view. Oh, before I do that, what we do is we save these at the end of the racing, and preferably the next day we can download them again. So you can download them once when you in the morning when you want to find your selections, but then you download them the next day in order to build your database, because what it has then is it has the results. So it has the last price from Betfair, the back and the lay, and it has the results here as well. Okay, so these are very important. Obviously, when you're doing research to find out what you need to know obviously what the results were. Otherwise, you're chopping backwards and forwards looking on other sites. So you've got the prices, you've got the positions where they finished. Everything is there. So what I'll do now is I'll jump to my master copy, which has got the last 23 days of racing in it. So I'll just do that. Okay, so this is my master. So basically what happens is at the next day after racing, I go in and get the sheet for the 29th, and I put it in here. And then the next day after that, you put the next day's racing, etc., and you build on top of it until you've got a nice uh, collection of results. So if I just what I'll do is I'll just clear the data out of this for a start, because I've got it filtered, and just go to data, clear all. Okay, so in this example I'm going to show you, I called this method 3 AG, ADJ. Now the green highlights this, so I'm going to be using the box draw. I'm going to be using the win percentage. Also going to be using the backing odds, the early speed, and the last three columns here, which are the best dog, the grey recorded ratings, and the grey recorded tips. Okay, so these green columns are the ones I'm going to use. Now, this is when I'm doing my research. And so first of all, in this one here, I'm only interested in box 1 and box 2. So if I click on that, it gets rid of any other box. If I go in the win percentage, what I'm looking for here is young dogs, and I'm looking for that are equal or less than 20% win rate. So I'm looking for dogs that have won a maximum of 20% of their races. So some of them have won nothing, of course, because they're 20 and under. The next position I want to look at is, because I've done some research, I'll leave this for a minute and I'll come back to it, the odds. The early speed here is I find that the fast dogs are over bet. So I untick fast, and so we're only using medium, blanks, or there is a few slow ratings probably. There's not many slow ones, but there's a few slow ratings. And then we go to the last three here. I only want the best rated dog, so that's basically the fastest time dog. The grey rating, it's got to be 100. I'm not interested in anything else. And the tip has to be number 1. It has to be the number 1 tip. Okay, so I've got that there now. And if I just move this over a bit, or down a bit. Okay, so I've got my settings, but I haven't got the odds yet, and the odds are important, and I'll tell you why. If I just hover over the profit, you can see that if I just move this down a bit, you can see that using all odds, no restriction on the odds, we've got a count. We've got 112 races, and we made nearly 19 profit on it. Okay, nearly 19 profit. Now that's 112 races over that 3 week period. So I did a little bit of research, and just for interest's sake, there's obviously a lot of odds on dogs win. So let's say with those settings that we've got, we only want to look at dogs that are less than or equal to $1.99. Okay, so we're looking at odds on only. So we've got the odds on only, and you can see here, wow, look at this, winner, 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 chicken dinner, winner, 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 place loss, place loss. Wow, this is going really well. Until you look at the bottom line. And the bottom line here, there was over the 3 weeks, there was 32 bets, and we lost. We lost nearly 50 cents. So all those W's amounted to a loss of 50 cents over those 32 bets. So why make those 32 bets? Why bother with them? And that's the strategy, how we get the strategy of what we come up with in our research. You can get that to say, okay, how about if we just made it between 2 and 4? So the odds must be $2, or the highest odds must be $4. How would that go? That should go all right. And we have a look, and we've had 56 bets. Okay, so a lot less action, but we made $13 profit. Okay, so that's not too bad. But what about if we look at between 2 and 5? Five's nice. Five's a nice round number. Okay, so we have a look at that. And here we get 67 bets. So 67 bets, that's say round about 3 bets a day on average. And we made 23.85, nearly 24 profit. Okay, so that's the one I settled for. That's the strategy I want to use. So if I just have a look here, so if we look here now, these are from the 29th of March, and it has to be that because that is when we added those extra columns I was telling you about. Okay, that was a brilliant day. Out of the traps, we had 5 bets, 4 wins. Whoa, whoa, we're on the way to making gold. But reality strikes in, we lose a bit. We have some red days, we have some black days. And there's our 23.86. And we've had 67 bets for 30 winners. And we look at the summary there. So we've got a 45% strike rate, 36%. And our wins, our profit is, as I said, 23.86. So that is how we find a method that we can use. Okay, so that's the research. That's only one method, very simple. You could toggle the, for example, if I just go back, we can toggle the boxes, and I'll show you that. Okay, we know that with the settings that we've got, here we've got the 67 bets and nearly the $29 profit. What happens if we went to some other boxes? Well, let's, for example, just put in all boxes. We're not going to worry about sorting boxes. We're just having all boxes. Well, you can see there we had 192 bets. So 192 bets and 28 profit. So we made the same profit, but we had 130 more bets for it. Why would you do that? Why would you knock yourself out doing that? Let's just say, for example, we know that squeeze boxes 4 and 5 aren't very good. We'll take out 6. How does that improve it? Well, it goes to 133 and we make 16 profit. So we're having twice as many bets and just about half the profit. Well, we know that box 3, well, let's have a look. We take 7 and 8 out of the equation. We run the 3 boxes closer to the rails racing. Let's have a look. We've got 86 bets now and 22 profit. So we've still got 20 more bets and we've still lost another $6. So that's the power of the research that you can do here. So if we go back to our 1 and 2, and say, well, what happens if we look at, if we want less than or equal to 50? So dogs have won half their starts or less. What happens then? Well, we get to 102 bets for 67. So we're still going to be making another 40 bets just about, and we lose a dollar a pound. Well, if you're going for fun and excitement, I can understand that'd be cool. Or we could look at, say, well, how about dogs at less than 40? What's that going to do? Well, it's going down to 98, so it's about half of it again, so 31 bets more, and we're still going to make $5 less. Not worth it, is it? How about if we look at dogs, for example, that less than 14 days since their last start. We don't want dogs coming back from a spell. What's that going to do for us? Well, we're going to get 21 bets and we make 88 cents. So that's not a very good scenario, is it? So we clear that filter. We clear this filter. We go back to where we started, back to less than or equal to 20, because that works for us. Okay. And there we are back to our 23.85. Now, once you've done that, you've done your research and you're happy with that. That's what I want to go with. Okay. You could go over here, for example, in the country, and you could say, I don't want to do New Zealand. They start way too early for me, and I just don't want to do that. So you could take New Zealand out, and you lose 4 races, but you also lose 5 profit. Okay. So you might have to put up with having New Zealand in it. And there's a way around it. I can tell you a way around it in a minute. Okay, so we've done our research. We know what we're going to do. So let's download. Let's have a look at how you download for the day and get your bets. Okay, so we've downloaded today's racing and we start going through the filters that we want. So the first one we come to is the box. Go to the box, untick it, and we just want the first and second boxes. Come through to the percentage. For win place, we want cancel. We want less than or equal to 20%. Okay, so if a dog's had 8 starts, it's got a 1.5 sort of wins. Okay, so we carry on across. And we don't do the odds because we haven't got the odds at the moment. So we don't do the odds because the races haven't been run. Early speed, we don't want fast. We just want medium, blank or slow. We scroll across a bit more. And the other thing we want is across here in column is we want it to be the best dog. That's the best dog in time for the race. We want to be 100% rated and we want it to be the number 1 tip. So that's done. Okay, so then we have our bets that we want to put on for the day. Okay, so if we come over here, meet that criteria that we're going to bet for the day. Okay, so what we do is we can just, because there's obviously the markets aren't formed at the moment, you can't put your bets on and then leave it. You're using a bookmaker, I guess you can put them on and use SP, but I only use Betfair because better prices. And we've got softwares that work with Betfair and we work with Betfair. So we use Betfair and what I use is EasyBet bot. And I'll show you that in a sec. But if we fast forward a few hours, we're down to Terrelgan race has just been run. These two races are later in the day, but I can show you now what sort of results we got today. So if we just move these over and hide them for a minute. These are our results today. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 7 races and we've done well. We've had 6 winners. Now, Zipping Aussie here has paid $10. And of course, if we set our restriction at odds of 2 to 5, then Zipping Aussie we wouldn't have backed. So if you were just putting them all on and taking SP, obviously, yes, you would have got Zipping Aussie. But we know that in open odds, we're going to make less money. But today, there we are. We've lost 10 to 1 winner. But we still had these other 5 winners and we've still got 2 races to go. Okay, so as the old saying goes, you can't win them all, but it's a good day today. So 2 more races to go. So that's going to kick our profit along, which is good. So that's how we get our selections. Now, what I use and what a lot of our clients use is the EasyBet bot deluxe, and I'll just open that. Okay, this is our EasyBet bot deluxe. The deluxe version allows you to pre-program your bets, and you can see there you can bet on any of the sports that you want to do. But obviously, we're doing greyhounds, and if we look at, we've got Wentworth Park, and our selection is Mount Tate, and we can see Mount Tate at the moment is at 4s. But we can come over here now and we can put minimum price 2, maximum price that we'll allow is 5, and that we want to bet 20 seconds before the off. Okay, and we're going to be betting $1. So you can bet whatever you want, $1. We come up here and we pick out Mount Tate, we program the bet. Okay, so we've programmed that bet, and if we go to schedule, you can see there that at 5:56 and 40 seconds, the bot's going to go and check the Wentworth Park and look at Mount Tate, and if Mount Tate is between 2 and 5, it's going to place the bet. Okay, so and our last one we've got is Geelong race 10, and we've got Georgie Bale. So we can see there 2.4 and 7. See, and there's no money on it. This is 2 hours before the race. So we just go here to Georgie Bale. We've already got our odds in that we want, and we just click on place bet, done. And then we look at the schedule bet, and you can see there's our 2 bets. We don't have to do anything now. We don't have to wait for the race and watch it or anything. We can go about, go to the golf, go to the bar, do what we want to do, and the bot will place the bet for us. So the bot is obviously not part, it's an extra purchase. It's not part of the AGR setup. The AGR setup, the Australian, is the software that you see there, coupled with the Excel spreadsheet that comes down. And it's a very, very powerful tool. And if you're interested in if you buy AGR and you want to get the EasyBet bot, we'll do a deal for you. Okay, so once you purchase the AGR, send us an email, or we'll send you an email to see if you want to get the EasyBet bot deluxe as an extra. I mean, what it basically means is that you could have just for the day today, you could have gone and put all these bets in, taken you 5 minutes, and then just walked away and let them run and place the bets as each race came. Because as I said, with the greyhounds, the markets form very late and there's no liquidity until the last 2 or 3 minutes. This way, you're getting the truer odds, and the bot's doing it all for you. So thanks for watching this, I don't know, advertorial tutorial on the Australian Greyhound Raider. I hope you enjoyed it. You can, if you don't have Microsoft Excel, you should be able to run this in Open Office or something like that, because there's no macros or anything. It's just straight data, and as long as you've got that sorting ability, you can sort. This is only one strategy. Took me 3 or 4 hours to find it. Once I found it, then I can keep running it day after day. Okay, so on behalf of Michael and myself, Steve, thanks for watching the Australian Greyhound Raider tutorial, and we hope that has excited you. Cheers.